This also hampers the implementation of good treatment of patients, etc. So infodemic for us is a real phenomenon, and it's very important to tackle it promptly, especially at the start of an outbreak when there is a lot of unknowns, because nature hates vacuum, and so if there is a known, people try to fill the unknowns with different kinds of information. And so for us, it's a real challenge. Another challenge is that before, I would say a few centuries ago, this phenomenon existed as well, but at that time there was no social media, and so the information was spreading as well, but much lower than now. Now the information is spreading very fast and is amplified immediately in every corner of the world, basically. And so for us also, this speed is very difficult to address in a timely manner. So what are we doing currently? And when I say we, it's not only WHO, it's WHO and many partners, because you will see that we try to have on this a global collaboration. We are trying first to give messages to different audiences and target the audience, but also tailor the messages to what are their main concerns. And this platform is called EpiWin, and have brought some one-pagers on that. And so EpiWin for WHO Information Network for Epidemics really tries to establish privileged links with certain audience so that we can understand what are their concerns and reply to their concern with appropriate answer. So for instance, yesterday we had a call with the business sectors, and Elderman was organizing this call with a number, there was more than 50 attendees from different companies, large companies in the world. And we discussed in particular what should those companies do for their employees. And most of those companies have employees around the world in different countries, and so they are concerned about this outbreak, not only because of what is happening in China, but also what is happening in other countries in the world, and what kind of messages they can give to their employee, nuanced messages, but useful messages as well that can help people to protect their health. We have also targeted different audiences, for instance, the travel and tourism sector, food and agriculture sector, also communities of healthcare workers through international association for nursing or medical international association and so on. So those different audiences have, of course, a different concern. And so we try to distill the technical information we have into messages that can be useful for them to amplify those messages within their own networks. Because another point that is very important is that we are using amplifiers, so people who can relay those messages to reach out more people. People are really looking for trusted source of information, and we very much would like to play this role and be at the forefront, so to help and safeguard global health. The other activities we are doing is also trying to reach out to more people. Of course, there is a WHO website where people can access quite easily now, because the novel coronavirus is on the front page. But what we have noticed in previous outbreak is that usually people have too much information. And so now we are partnering with other groups such as Google, and they have launched a new project called SOS Alert. And this will help people to have in one place all the information they can have they can find on coronavirus, and so this will be triaging as well, so that people have easier access to key information. So in a nutshell, this is what we try to do, and of course our communication people are linked very much with media, because media and journalists are really one of our key audience group, and are also extremely important amplifiers. Only today I heard that there was more than 40,000 publications on novel coronavirus, so I think the amount of information is impressive, and this is why I think it's so important that we collaborate to make sure that the right information goes to the right place and to the right people at the right time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we will start with questions. Well, let's start with Catherine, and then Gunilla, then Lisa, then we go back here.
Bonjour docteur, je profite que vous parliez français pour vous poser une question en français. Est-ce que vous pourriez nous donner justement des précisions quant à la manière dont le virus se transmet, sa durée de vie sur des surfaces sèches, plates et sur des surfaces humides? Nous donner quelques précisions techniques, parce que comme vous le dites, effectivement, on a toutes sortes d'informations qui circulent sur le net, et également l'utilité du masque quand on est infecté ou quand on ne l'est pas. Est-ce qu'un masque est utile? Et puis si vous pouvez également donner des précisions quant aux tests. Les tests sont fabriqués par qui? Quelle marque? Est-ce que c'est en France, en